Your girl is tired. That doesn't help my mental health, y'all. I'm over it. I'm going in there now and I have to fucking deal with it. And I'm 30. My knee hurts. I know I do that every time. What's up? It's your girl Robin Bird and welcome back to my channel. Just kind of want to talk about some of like the things I've gone through when it comes to dancing out here in Vegas and why I just feel like it's just such a toxic environment for me now, but also not only why it's toxic, but why it's just kind of the end of a chapter for me. So if you're a dancer and you're just like kind of in that same headspace of like, I want to quit, and if any of my reasons sound like they kind of resonate with you, please stay and watch. And I hope that you can find companionship knowing that like you're not alone in the feeling and that there are options out there. And like, I really feel like I'm on the journey right now and I'm starting to really like resonate with what I'm going through and seeing how it's helping change me and form me. And I really feel like not only by putting down dancing am I beginning a new chapter in my life, but it's setting me up for success for the next 10 years where I'm able to focus on the career that I'm in now. So let me just get into the video. I gotta go to work and stuff, so we're still at the club. I still gotta go clock in. I still need to get this money. I think I like that lighting. Ooh, okay, my hair came out kind of good. All right, y'all, where do I even start? I think it's just time I give you guys a little like life update. Yeah, I kind of figured I would make this video because it's been a long time coming and I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of where my headspace is surrounding stripping. I'm going to do like just some quick like cute makeup. This is like kind of my go-to makeup and I've been really inspired by that Painted by Esther makeup artist. So we're gonna do her blush routine, just like a simple winged eyeliner. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Robin. I go by Robin Bird on all my platforms. A little background on me. I am currently a licensed esthetician. I have been a licensed esthetician since about 2021. But for anybody who's been following me for a while, you probably know that I have been stripping for a very long time. I started stripping at 18, like the very tail end of 18. I was basically 19. I started stripping in Seattle in order to pay for art school, and I literally was not making enough either way, but I was making enough to start like taking care of myself and being independent. So that's kind of what got me started. Today, I am currently 30 years old and your girl is tired. There's no other way to say this, but I'm currently in the process of trying to fully put down dancing. I am over it. I just feel like I've grown up. I'm growing out of it now. And I have a career and a license that I really want to focus on. And I have other interests that are pulling at me now as an adult. So I feel like it's just, I'm just doing myself a disservice to continuously go into places that I just feel like I'm not aligned with anymore. Career-wise, that's just kind of like where I'm at when it comes to what I do for work. I'm a stripper and I'm an esthetician. And I will say that like coming back to Vegas, I had lived here between 2016 and 2020 and I left because of COVID. And that was just like kind of my peak dancing. 2016 to 2020, I was like on a roll. I was young. I got here in 2016 at 21 and I was dancing all the way up until COVID hit. And I had always kept a second job. I had always worked at like a Sephora. I think that was it. I had just only like ever worked in makeup. I had always just tried to like kind of maintain something on my resume as I was continuing to dance. And then I fully stopped working like regular jobs, I think like back in 2018. And then 2019, I was just like really dancing. And then 2020 hit and everything changed, right? I had uploaded some videos around that time, but I had felt like I was really on a roll uploading videos to my YouTube up until like 2020. Guys, I also have a really hard time actually talking and doing things at the same time. So if my story jumps around a little bit, blah, you know. Basically, I had always like had another job outside of dancing. I fully focused on dancing and then COVID hit and I was actually in a relationship when COVID hit. I was really lucky actually to be with the partner I had at the time. He supported me going to school. He even like got me to move out to LA and stuff. Even though I don't feel like being out there was the wrong choice, it just long-term wasn't a good fit for me. It helped me expand a lot in my aesthetics career and it gave me a chance to see what life was like without dancing. I was fully able to try and dive into what it would feel like to just be a working esthetician. Be in LA and to be an esthetician at like 24, 25 or I really felt like not only did I need a roommate to help me split the bills, things are way too expensive out there. But I will say I got my feet wet in every area of aesthetics, and I think that was really, really important for me to do. So I did LA for a year, and then I went through a major breakup, and I went back to Seattle, right? I wanted to be close to my sibling, and then I had a friend out there at the time that I wanted to be close to as well. So I went back to the Northwest, and I kind of settled down for a quick second, right? Did have to go back to dancing at that point though, and it was just not the same anymore post-COVID. Not only was I not the same, dancing was no longer the same. I was significantly heavier. So we're gonna use the Milani blush. This is a cream blush and it's really pigmented, and this is the one I think is gonna show up on my skin as we layer over it. I was just significantly heavier when I was in Seattle. Weighed about 210 when I left LA, and you know, that was really kind of hard on my mental health. I had never been that heavy before. I was just going through it. I had had a drinking problem when I was in that relationship. I just wasn't treating my body in a way that supported me being able to really grow and focus on myself. And so when I got to Seattle, I put in a little bit more effort into trying to work out again. And being back in the club, I didn't really have a choice. The better you look, the more money you'll make, right? And so I was like back at the clubs, and I was trying to find a spa to work at, and I actually got really lucky and I found a spa within walking distance from my apartment in Seattle. And I will just say that spa gave me the knowledge that I needed on how to like service a client and deliver a really beautiful experience to clients who are there for facials and like waxing. And so while I had worked at Heyyy, which I really loved in LA, and that kind of helped teach me about like product knowledge and how to take a bunch of clients in a day. Working at the spa in Seattle really taught me about client care and also just like the way you set up your room for treatment. And so I felt like I learned a lot and I gained a lot from there, but I had a really hard time building clientele in Seattle. I kind of want to get into like why that is in another video, really specifically talking about aesthetics, but I'll just say it is really hard being the only Black esthetician in your place of work, or in just in general, like who am I bouncing off ideas from when it comes to other Black estheticians who can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I will say that it just came down to me feeling like I just wasn't a good fit. Also, I was just not happy in Seattle. I don't like living there. The weather is just ass except for like 4 or 5 months out of the year. And I just wasn't happy. I didn't like dancing out there. It's just really, really uninspired. And I missed Vegas. I remember when I left my relationship, I really wanted to go back to Vegas, but I couldn't afford anything, and it was really up to him what he was willing to help me pay for. And so going back home was my only option. I will say going back home was probably my best decision, because now that I'm here, there is no way. I mean, I probably would have made it, but it would have been so much harder than where I'm at now. Back to the spa. I decided to leave the spa at the beginning of like 2024. Yeah, 2024, I believe, because we're in 2025. I left the spa February 2024, and I was able to move out of Seattle within like 3 months. I left in February and I was in Vegas by April. It was a gift to myself. I decided I was done there. I was done being sad. I wanted to have a fun nightlife again. I wanted to be feeling beautiful in a city where people look more like me. Seattle is just not a place where I felt like I was thriving. I really busted out like 30 days of dancing in March in order to get out of Seattle because I got there in July of 2023 and I was gone by April 2024. I didn't even finish my lease. I literally like cut my lease and left. I got to Vegas and it was just like kind of time for me to lock in. And so at this point I was just dancing and I was still kind of like dabbling in lashes. And so I get to Vegas, right, thinking that I was gonna be able to go back to my club. I had worked at a really big club out here during my younger years. And I thought like, okay, maybe I could go back. And I knew it might be a little bit harder. I was still, you know, a little bit heavier. I had lost a good amount of weight since I had come back from LA. But I knew things were not gonna be as easy for me. I got here the way I was actually really, I started to get a little worried, right? I went and auditioned at several clubs and was just immediately turned away, right? Like, especially by this guy who has worked the front desk of this one particular club for years. And he's such a piece of crap. Like, genuinely, he's an awful person. He told me lose some weight and come back. And, you know, I was hurt, but I kept auditioning places. And I did eventually get hired at 2 clubs. One club hired me at 3 a.m. Then the other club hired me at 5 a.m. And these were the first 2 clubs I worked when I first got back to Vegas. And I can tell you, I was surviving. Any little bit amount of money I was making, I was definitely figuring it out. I was balancing like what I was able to afford. I got lucky because I also had a first free month here and then free month and a half at the complex that I'm at. I will say that like I was really focused on continuing to lose weight and to get better times at the clubs I was at. So I had worked at 2 clubs and, you know, I was just doing my thing. I was surviving. I was going out a lot too. And I would say that like I was still kind of getting lucky. Like, you never know what dancing can bring you. It really is such a gamble. You can make $30, you can make $1,200. That's all it is. It's a gamble. So I was just staying focused and I was working and I was dancing and I was still trying to do lashes. And then I decided to fully put it all down. Not the dancing, but the aesthetics, just because I was super unhappy. I'm gonna just say it. I hate doing lashes. It's super uncomfortable. I don't think lashes are for everybody who wants them. I'm sorry, like your lash health is more important. And I can give you something, but it might not be what you want depending on what your lashes look like. And I was just kind of tired of fighting with clients about it. I don't have that skill. So find somebody who has that skill, right? I was just trying to really, you know, narrow down my stressors, and I actually auditioned at one more final club. This is still in like 2024, and I auditioned at one more club and they did hire me. I went there 3 times actually, and they would not hire me, and I just continued to lose weight and come back. And then finally, one of the managers hired me and he put me on the 5 a.m. shift. And I will tell you, I've made some of the most money I've ever made at 5 a.m. But that shit was hard. On top of it, they require you to stay 6 hours. So like, this is a legit job. I don't want anybody thinking that like Vegas dancing is easy anymore. I don't ever remember a club making you stay. Like, an hour makes sense. Like, I can't just, we're independent contractors. We should be able to come and go as we please. I just feel like it was hard work. And I worked that 5 a.m. shift and I made that my only club at that point because it was feeding me. At the time, I had been living in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's how I moved out here, was going straight into a 2-bedroom because I really wanted to have a YouTube room and like a walk-in closet situation. And I will tell you, that's the most fucking stressed out I've ever been in my life, trying to pay for housing. Like, I mean, besides living in LA, but at least I had like a partner at the time to help me. Being in Vegas, trying to afford it, and 2 bedrooms out here are pretty cheap. Like, I mean, it's a nice spot. I'm actually still in the same complex. I didn't move far at all. I literally just moved into a 1-bedroom. So that's why we're currently in my bedroom. I had a 2-bedroom and I was stressed out paying mostly for my rent, and you know, I have a car note and stuff. Like, I got some big girl bills. So my ass was at the club. And then, just as most dancers do, you get really, really lucky. And I will say that, like, okay, I got in here in April. I had gotten like, I'm just gonna put it blunt, I had gotten like a really well-off sugar daddy. And he was just like helping me all the way up until I would say like February of this year. Yeah, February, oh my God. Yeah, and then, you know, we parted ways. Like, it just wasn't like something long-term. And yeah, like, it's a seasonal thing. You get lucky for a little bit and you move on with your life, right? We both knew it wasn't anything to do with like an actual want for a relationship. I was stressed out that whole entire summer. I did attempt to work a few times, even with him in the picture, and it's just really slow. One thing that Vegas people will always tell you, especially if you are a dancer and you come out here to dance, try not to audition in the summer, because every place will tell you it's slow, and they're not lying. It is incredibly slow. You know, it is what it is, and I knew that last year, and I got lucky enough to not have to just survive the summer and the winter without him. But you know, come the next year, it was just time for me to like really start figuring things out. I knew I was gonna be moving out of my apartment. I was like, I am tired of trying to afford this place. I wanted to start working on myself in a little bit more of a easier, practical way. I wanted to lighten my own load, you know? I wanted more independence, and it was just getting to this point. There are a couple things that are a big catalyst for me wanting to quit dancing. Besides the fact that the culture around dancing is no longer what it used to be. You know, they really cater to girls conforming, you know, and more power to you. If you want the BBL, if you want that look, if you want your boobs done, go get it. But I just felt like that's all that they're looking for now at this point is like, do you have work done, or are you like stupid fit? And it used to lean a little bit more natural. Like, you can be pretty and be natural. And the thing is, most men, they love that. They want you to feel confident. Men like confidence, but managers, they want you to have a look. So you can be beautiful and you can make all the money that you think that you want. You can make, the world is your oyster as a dancer. There is a type for every single client, but Vegas managers will treat you like garbage. And you know, I'm not in any way like large or fat anymore. I mean, I was fat when I came from LA. Like, I was too fat for myself even. Being here, it's just worn me down. It has definitely affected my mental health and how I see myself. And I'm just tired of playing their game. I would say, like, I was still working this 5 a.m. shift at this club, making money, stressing out, because it's still a gamble. But I started working out really, really frequently. Like, I got on my shit probably like right at the beginning of January this year, and I lost a significant amount of weight. I had some other motivations that I'm not gonna like fully get into. I will just say, like, I was going to this gym I had gone to for years, and I finally took a different style of class in there, and it was really working me. It was working for me. It was really working for me, and it helped because the instructor was stupid hot. Yeah, I just started working out really hard and losing weight, and I was taking better care of myself. I was just drinking way less. I'm drinking significantly less at 30 than I ever have at any of my other age, and even though I've just been dancing, right? I was working out and I was showing up for myself, and I was making it a point to keep my eye on the prize. But I was also feeling really called to go back into aesthetics, and I really wanted to be able to find a spa again. And I will say, finding a spa in Vegas, a wellness spa that only takes like a baseline esthetician, was really hard. Especially with the style of facials I was doing in Seattle. That's what I was looking for again. I really did love what I was doing in Seattle. I just was having a hard time building clientele out there. And so I felt like really motivated to try and find a spa again. Vegas really pushes advanced estheticians. Like, not being an advanced esty is definitely a disadvantage to my money. I feel like I have fewer options of where I can work, and I do have a dream of going back to school and affording it one day. So, I mean, I'm working on it. Honestly, that's why I'm gonna dive into my YouTube a whole lot more. I'm just feeling like a lot more stable where I'm at now because I've been at the spa I've been at consistently, and it's different having like a schedule and like knowing what I can look forward to throughout the week, because with dancing, my life was just so like unpredictable, and it made me feel like I was constantly trying to juggle my emotions and unpredictability. Wait, I'm gonna turn on my fan because I'm fucking sweating. We're on a 69? I just felt like it was time for me to go back to the spa. You know, I'm taking these classes, I'm like getting in shape, I'm doing like circuit training, and then I got into boxing, and I actually really do love boxing, but I'm really picky about my teachers and stuff. Like, if an instructor is playing like shitty music, I am not coming back to your class, I'm sorry. I was really into my boxing class, and it was making me lose weight, and I was doing a good job. I would say in April is when I went and got hired at the spa that I'm currently at. And I started taking clients in May, and my paychecks have only been getting better and better. It's really slow right now, so I don't think it has anything to do with what the spa is doing. It just is how Vegas is operating. Ever everybody's on vacation and then like paying for kids to go back to school. Like they're already back in school and it's like August 20th. I don't know. I'm happy doing aesthetics again. I'm doing facials. I feel like I'm a skin therapist again. I'm really helping solve people's skin issues and I'm seeing results, and I have a few regulars now and it really makes me feel fulfilled. I've been saying this for quite some time to myself that I'm not going to be dancing at past 30. Like I'm done. My dream is to really like dive into these things that I'm pulled to like naturally. I will say I still have a deep love for pole dancing and I'm still really good at it. If anything, I'm better this time around than I was before. And I really, it's hard because you like the attention you get at the club when you're on stage. Like if Vegas was a better tipping city, this would be my gig job for sure. But like you can go into Vegas and fucking zero out all night because people don't really tip stage here. Even if you're an amazing pole dancer, like it just has to be one of those good nights, you know? This is like just kind of why I'm done. I feel like I've dabbled in so many things now. I've put out more makeup content than I've ever have, and it's not that I'm consistent, but I keep getting pulled to it and I keep seeing that my work is getting better and better, at least to me. And that makes me feel really good that I'm on the right track. But yeah, I feel like I keep circling around like what the hell I'm trying to get to. But basically, like I'm done dancing, I'm working at a spa. I want to continue to take pole classes. I want to continue to like do my makeup content. And so currently where I'm at is I have been like, I'm quitting dancing. It's August right now and I have a dream of, and not a dream, I just have to make it happen. I told myself I was going to be done dancing in August and I was actually really let down with myself that that wasn't the case. But I thought it's because like, and I'm working more than ever at the club. I really thought that the more I work, the more money I was going to make, but it is so slow out here. It's so dumb for me to try and quit while it's slow. I'm not making any money. Pause. No, but it's not just me. Like I get lucky some nights, but the way it's been consistently bad, I just need to hold on for a couple more months. And I know for a fact I'm not dancing in November. This is my last year dancing. I will be 31 in March next year, and we are not taking this into the winter. We're gonna have something solid and poppin' by November. I am currently like looking for another job to kind of help replace the income. And then I've just been going through a lot this like when am I not going through something? When are we all not like just going through something, right? I've just been going through a lot besides the fact that like things change for me, right? I moved from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. And you know, I did that move. I had help like one day. My sister had to help me financially because it was so slow. And I was just so burnt out from the club. I really wasn't dancing that much. I had to do that move all by myself and it was really rough. Like I hired movers for one day. I had a coworker come help me one more day. And then it was like a day and a half of me walking stuff in between my apartment and it was awful. My legs were fucked up. It took a lot out of me. It took me like about a month and a half to kind of get back into making content, to kind of figure out my setup and my lighting again, and to kind of trust myself that I still had it. It takes me a while to calibrate in general whenever I move, and also to come out of a depressive state and like to get settled. So, you know, I'm not like a snap back into action kind of person, and I'm trying to get there in my life, but you know, whatever. This is my process. I'm gonna make you guys hear it. All right. I've been trying to do therapy, and you know how hard it is to get a therapist as well. Do you know how fucking hard it is to find a therapist that takes your insurance? And then you find a therapist and they tell you your copay is $40, but that's what you pay at the office, and then they send you a bill for $125 more because you didn't meet your deductible. So how am I supposed to go to therapy and meet my deductible if I'm paying $150 plus every time in order to see a therapist? Like, that doesn't help my mental health, y'all. What the fuck was I talking about? But yeah, I've been going through it, and then on top of it, my trainer quit. He quit. And so I kind of like lost my passion for the studio, even though I've been going there for years, and I do plan on going back there soon, but it's actually more of a money thing for me right now. Like I'm fucking broke. You know, also why I think it's been hard for me to like make content surrounding like dancing over the years is because I just feel like there's this expectation that every dancer should be like living this crazy, lavish, luxurious life. You know, I have girlfriends that like seem like they never have an issue making ends meet. They have beautiful, fancy bags and stuff like that. And it seems like it's just like a constant lifestyle for them. You know, I would go to work and I would pay for other things. Like, you know, I've been working on my tattoo forever and shit's expensive. And, you know, I pay for my apartment and my car note alone. Like I don't ever really feel like I was ever like raking in like thousands of dollars a night like some of these girls. Like I'm doing very well, but you know, she let's be so real. Your girl doesn't have a savings. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna admit it. I do not have a savings. I am a month-to-month girly and I'm stressed out. Low-key got the money piece in my hair because I have grays and I'm tired of like dyeing my whole head. I feel like I just help my grays blend because a bitch is stressed. Yeah, I just, you know, it was hard to post content about being a dancer because like, I mean, when I was younger, I've done all of it, right? Which dancer hasn't done this? We've all hung out with celebrities. It's Vegas. We've all like been in rooms with like people that you think are gonna change your friggin' life and they don't. Especially if you're not giving them what they want. You know, if you're not what they're looking for, if you don't fit a certain look. And I will say, I've always been like a little different. There's a market for me and it's not these rappers or these ball players. Like they're not for me and I'm not for them. I like being invited to the function, but I don't have the gift of gab like a lot of dancers do. I consider myself to be like a performing dancer. I'm really good on stage. Yeah, I like to drink and party, but I really think like I'm truly like an entertainer. Like meeting me is for an experience for the night, and then I'm just awkward. Like you really have to connect with me in order for me to stick around, you know? And I find it hard to connect with a lot of people. Meeting my ex at the club, he was like a rare find. It's hard to connect with people at work and have it feel genuine, but it became really genuine. And I mean, that was a whole 5 years of my life, so. But we'll say, like, having had a relationship from the club, it has shown me now being 30 that I just don't ever want to go down that road again. And that's like just the reality of dancing. Like if you can keep work, like you definitely get hurt way less. Like all that to say, like I've gotten burnt out. I'm tired of the culture of the clubs out here. Managers are freaking awful. The club I am currently at right now though, I think has had some of the nicest staff I've ever met, and they're really kind, and a lot of girls have gone there for a soft landing, and you know, like I'm doing okay there. Like I've had some really good nights. I was working that 5 a.m. shift at the other club, and for a while I was pulling doubles. Like I would go and do my club that let me in early. I would go start there around like maybe 12 or 2 a.m. and then I would have to wait until like 4:30 before I could go to my other club and clock in, and then they make you stay 6 hours, and a bitch would sleep in there. Like this club has beds in the back. It just wasn't sustainable. And so where I'm at now that I have a spa job and being at the club that I'm currently at, I just feel like I'm able to regulate a little bit better, but I'm still like craving change. Like I am just kind of done dancing. And then also like I am craving a relationship. Like I think having to admit that to myself, I've been single for like 2 years now, and having to admit to yourself that you want to date when you're super cool being on your own. Like I am good. I can hang out by myself. I have my 2 dogs, like we are good. Admitting to myself that I want a relationship, and it really is kind of tied because I'm focused on somebody right now. I don't want to put my relationship in a position where there's jealousy surrounding what I do for work. I think that's something that when I was younger, I was like, oh, well, if they love you, they will deal with it. They will trust you. But to be honest, that's not like the full reality of, especially if you date men. It's not a choice. If you want to date men, you should be prepared that it's probably going to be a battle surrounding control and jealousy at some point. I think a man who really does end up loving you, I had to find this out in my last relationship. Even though I met him at the club, things changed when he started to like really truly care about me. And so I changed, and I wasn't ready to be done dancing at the time. COVID made me stop dancing, and then like being in that relationship, it just didn't feel like it was a choice. But here I am now at 30 and it's a choice. Like, I so badly want to be done dancing. I so badly want to be done dancing, and I don't want to put like the person that I'm interested in next through like being like on edge about me being at work and like imagining what could possibly be going on in there. Because like, as a single girl, like, you can move however you want, do whatever the hell you want, you know. That is your dating pool, honestly, when you are single and dancing, and treat it like a dating pool. I don't go out to bars and just like meet guys. Like, I usually want something. Like, in order for me to actually like you, you probably have to give me something first. No, but like, something really has changed, and I'm just like understanding that it's just time. It's just, oh God. And this doesn't apply to everybody, but for me it applies. It is just time for me to like really grow up and like step into my career and my passion. Like, I've been making content for so long, but I really haven't focused on just like one platform. I do make what's easiest for me to make, and I have a hard time talking, and I have a hard time like getting things off my chest. And obviously right now I'm like in a little flow, and I've been thinking about this all day. I've been itching to make like YouTube content a lot. I find that the YouTube community is a little bit easier for me, not only to grow in, but to also feel that like I'm connecting with people. I feel like YouTube is also one of the easier platforms that I feel like, sorry, I'm looking for validation. And I feel like I find more validation through YouTube. And I also spend a lot of time on YouTube. So there's just so many good YouTubers, and I like watching their daily life. And I feel like I'm finally hitting this point where I have a routine, I have a schedule. I think I can see how I can plug what they do into what I do. I feel like I have a really fulfilling life right now, except for like, I'm just trying to quit dancing. And I just feel, you know, a girl feels trapped in the trap. Like, that's all I can describe it as. I'm gonna shut up really quick and do my liner. The Danessa Myricks color fixes are fire. I'm gonna try and put a lash on it. I've been wearing like lash strips, like with lash glue. My eyes are swollen, so we're going back to the little sticky tabs. Also, can I just like have a moment? I have gotten sent a couple of things of free products lately. I got some lashes from Violent Kitty, and that not only feels very validating. First of all, your girl is stocked right now. Like, there is still more in my drawer. Like, I'm freaking set right now. I've gotten sent like product since moving to Vegas, like because of content I've posted. And I mean, I'm not a paid content creator, but I'm getting noticed in a way to me that feels like progress. I gotta sneeze. Phew. I'm really sweating. I've been trying to do my eyes first, because usually if I do liner, I don't like to get my little handprint on my face. So we're going like this. It's okay. Also, I don't like filming and trying to talk, because like sitting in silence makes me want to like, I've been listening to a lot of Caleb Huron. I fucking love Caleb's podcast. I'm trying to take a break on true crime a little bit, because that can't be good for me. You know, the video's not about the eye makeup, so it's on. All right, this is what you get. This is what you're getting. You see my other videos. You guys know I have talent, right? I'm like, right? Right? Sometimes I get like confirmation from the universe that I'm on the right path with like the content I post. And I don't feel like I get a lot of validation through other pages. For a while, brands are seeing me on TikTok, which was cute, but TikTok hates me and has kept me in like 150, like 200 jail for a very long time. That's what's hard for me, is like wanting to do that. I think YouTube is a lot more forgiving, like for people who take time. I would like to think of myself like this. I take a while to post, and then when I start posting and I get in a flow, the content is really worth it. But also I find that when I sit and wait for a while, what I put out is worth it. I don't think I put out good fast content, but maybe that's just because I'm not seasoned in it right now. It's not something I'm actively like working on, so I must not want it that bad. Why am I yelling? I feel like I keep showing that this is the path I need to be on, and then on top of it, I am constantly getting asked to do people's makeup, and I'm not even kidding you guys. The fear that instills in me, it just puts the fear in me to like try and figure out how to do another new skill on somebody. Like I can take facial clients, no problem. I can take brow clients, no problem. It's so much higher stakes when it comes to makeup. That's somebody's like big day. That's like their birthday. That is their wedding. Like do not mess them up on their big day. What if I can't deliver? I like skin because it's a process and they definitely leave feeling better. Like, I feel like I have some magic hands for sure. I just feel like I'm getting pulled in so many directions. I think my overall like thought process is like why I'm done dancing. I'm old. I started dancing at the end of 18 and I'm 30. My knee hurts, it clicks. She's not happy with me. Me and Tiger Bomb, we go together. That is my go-to at the end of the night. I'm over it. I'm going in there now and I have to fucking deal with it. I know at this point I'm not about to find the love of my life in there again. I don't want a guy that goes into strip clubs anymore. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, we can go in there together, but like I'm right now, because I'm at the club, I don't think I've gotten to fully really enjoy my 30s. And to be honest, it is just proved to me time and time again that is not what is going to bring me not only fulfillment, it's not going to bring me any type of stability in travel. I don't know, y'all, I'm just venting. Like, what the fuck am I even talking about anymore? I don't want to go into the club. I'm going to the club. Mom needs new tires. Ike needs his teeth brushed. I need my credit cards paid. I'm going to be super honest, and we all know why. We are heading towards a recession. We are recession indicators. And it's real. It is very much something that I can tell that people are pocket watching themselves a lot more now. Last year before the elections, like people were spending money. They were very much spending money. Seattle, I made a ton of money in 1 month in order to move myself out here. Where we're at now is really a stark contrast. This one feels really secure. I'm using the sticky strips. Like if you guys have ever watched one of my videos on these, that's what I'm using. Me understands that I think I'm done dancing, not only because of my mental health, but I just don't trust the economy. I want to trust myself and what I've created in order to help sustain me. And like, I just also really see myself getting paid through contracts. I see myself being able to negotiate what I deserve to be paid in a way that doesn't feel performative. I think that I'm going to have a career where I feel like I'm able to not only help teach people something around me. I just have always felt that I'm a teacher in some way, in some weird way, shape, or form. You know, I mean, I've made content surrounding like my eyes, and I mean, I've updated you guys on my lashes, and nobody's asked for it, but I've done hair videos and stuff. Like, I have just always wanted to inform people of like, this is what I do. I am feeling really called to possibly step into the realm of doing makeup, because I get asked and like, your girl needs money, but I don't want to do something anymore just because I need money. Hold on, let me put on my lip. The Makeup Forever lip liner pencils are the best lip liners on the market. Honestly, between that and the Makeup by Mario one, like the texture between these two, perfect. I'm feeling called to like share my life a little bit more now again, that I have a routine and a job that I'm like proud of and a clientele base where I'm getting to continue to learn my own craft through them. I'm just starting to feel really more fulfilled. I am just feeling like I'm in such a different spot in my life right now. I'm feeling really connected to my intuition more than ever. I just want to post this video for like any dancers who are, especially like if you're older now and you've been dancing for like 10 plus years. Even though I took a break from like 2020 all the way up until about 2023, I still consider that I've been a dancer for about 10 years now. COVID took time from everybody. That pause did not fully feel that it was like a very settled pause. I have just been in like a very tumultuous like financial space ever since then. And now that I'm 30, I'm just seeking so much more grounding in my life and a lot more peace and like new love as well. Like I'm just kind of like in this space of like good changes coming, and I think it's only gonna come if I finally put down this thing that I think is blocking some of my blessings. As much as I go in there hoping to be blessed every time I go, you know, and hoping to make ends meet, I just find that my peace of mind is not, you know, being cared for there. I just don't feel how it used to. I don't feel good. It doesn't feel how it used to feel. And I think the only way to get through it is not only to share my experience, but to hopefully help others get through it as well. So, I mean, if you're a dancer and you feel like you're done, like literally talk about it, share your story, like find something you're passionate about and follow it. Like go for it. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like I'm really trying to figure out how to fill the hole that my income is going to be missing, because I'm done. I'm going to be done in November. I really put on my story that your girl's trying to quit in August, but I didn't realize how slow it was and that I have so much more on my plate that I need to handle before I'm going to get a chance to actually be done. And so like as done as I am mentally and in my heart, I'm trying to continue to endure right now. Yeah. Come here, Bangus. Come here. Pokey wants to say hello too. Oh, hi pretty girl. She's very hairy. This is Coco. She's just a very strange dog. Comfortable. We dyed her tail. This is Miss Bingus. She's a baby. You're so white. You're good, Coco. You're just a baby. Okay, Bingus, I put you down. Every time I start talking, she comes in here. She's like a cat. She's like a mix between a dog and a cat. Ike is too big for all that. Yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know if anybody is feeling any type of like resonance with anything that I'm saying, or if you just stayed to like watch this video of me ramble and do my makeup. You know, leave something in the comments. Tell me good luck at work tonight. You know, even though I'm posting this later, tell me good luck at work tonight if you stayed this long. And yeah, I need to go. Like, as much as I'm enjoying sitting and talking, I would say I actually finished in a good amount of time. I got there at 11:30 last night and nobody came in until 12. So what am I really missing? Whatever is meant for you will be there when you show up. So trust me, whatever is meant for you is yours. And so that's what I always tell myself. I'm meant to make this video and I'm meant to go in, and whatever is meant for me will be mine. All right, enough of me rambling. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.